Subheadings. Do you need them? First, let's talk about what is a subheading. You'll find subheadings within a chapter. They are, you might see like a bold heading in the middle of the page or something like that. That's a subheading. They help transition a train of thought. So if you're writing one paragraph and then you're going to the next, but they don't seem to flow real well, you could use a subheading. What a subheading does is it really helps you to shift gears. You're still on topic. You're still within the topic of that chapter. It still fits together, but the transition between one chapter to the next maybe doesn't quite flow real well. It's a maybe different train of thought. You're shifting gears. You're going to shift now to a story or something like that. A subheading can help transition that. It helps break that up so that it doesn't just so a reader doesn't go, well, this paragraph doesn't really go with this one. When you have a subheading, it breaks it up and it lets your reader know that there's kind of maybe a shift in train of thought, a shift in what's going to be presented. It's still on topic. It still is addressing somehow the topic of that chapter, but it just is shifting a bit, and that's where the subheading can be very helpful. A subheading can also help break up a really long chapter. Chapter that has no breaks in it, and it's 15 pages long, can be very tedious to a reader. So a subheading can help break that up. And it also can, I'm going to jump to the third one here, give your reader a breaking point. If they need to stop reading, they'll see, oh, there's a subheading. I'll go to that subheading and I'll stop. So it can give them a stopping point. A subheading can also help to grab your reader's attention. It catches their eye. It's the same thought of when I teach on, writing up your book description or anything that you're doing, using bold, using italics, using bullet points, things like that can help break up the text. When it's just all text, it becomes tedious, and our minds and our eyes like to see like little highlights in a sense. And that's what a subheading can be. It can be like a highlight. It can take your eye and grab your attention. They are not required, but they can be helpful. My caution is not to overuse subheadings. You don't want to clutter up your chapter with a bunch of subheadings just to put them in there. They should make sense. They should always make for a better read. They should help to transition from one thought to the next, or somehow break up a long chapter if it makes sense. Like, is there a way you can insert a subheading in there to break up all that text, that long chapter, and have it make sense and give your reader a bit of a break? Then it's okay to use it, but don't overuse them. Your action step is then to give thought to what content is in your chapter. And is there a place where a subheading would be fitting? Would it be helpful to your reader? Whether it's just breaking up long text or breaking up, making more of a transition from one paragraph to another. Now, I want to let you know again, this is not something you need to think about now as you're in the middle of writing. You can do this during your self-editing stage. As you're reading through it, you can say, yeah, these two paragraphs don't flow real well. Maybe I should put a subheading in there. However, as you are writing, if you're kind of struggling, it doesn't seem like the two paragraphs are meshing real well together, you want to shift gears a little bit, but it just doesn't seem to flow well, you might want to insert a subheading. So you can do it as you're writing. But again, I don't want you to stress over it or, spend a lot of time thinking about should you put a subheading in, because you can always do that when you do your self-editing stage.